is easy for someone to get into for government contracting is event planning. So if you have been like the event planner for your family or whomever, that is literally a contract. I actually have a good friend who she's in event planning. I mean, this girl is bad. You hear me? Like she, from the beginning to the end, the timing, she bad. She bad. I actually might have her on the channel coming up, but she's really, really good. And even before I met her, there was a gentleman that I met when I was first learning about government contracting. And he doesn't even have to do like half of the things that I know that my friend does. And he was explaining that because he was in the Army, he was in the Army, he would literally be a coordinator. He was a coordinator for like existing events or events that were already going to take place. So it's not like he had to create an event and then schedule it and do all this and this. The way he explained it to me, now this is some years ago, so it might be a little fuzzy, but there would be an event. Let's just say it's an annual event for the military, like the military ball. Let's just say it's a military ball, and he would have to coordinate the rooms. That's it, like the hotel rooms. He coordinated the hotel rooms, coordinated maybe the ballroom where it needed to take place, and then charged the government whatever. And actually, if I remember correctly, he said that he had like a credit card, so they gave him a credit card, like what we used to use, like a travel card or whatever, but it's a credit card to book the rooms, and then he would just charge whatever his fee was. Now, he did have to do quite a bit of traveling, I will say, because I think one of the contingencies was he had to actually physically go to the location to make sure that, you know, it exists. So that may be a part of it, but you know, a lot of us love to travel, so that's nothing. But event planning or coordination is also a semi-easy thing to get into. Now with that, it may not be as like upfront in your face for contracts that you see put out for bid, but it might be more of a conversational thing as well. Like who is coordinating your event? And this is how this gentleman that I met was able to, you know, get into it. Was this, you know, certain agency where they had a lot of money and they used to go to different events because they were retention. They would go and promote the, you know, keeping people in the military or whatever the case, the promotional items, and they would bring them in to coordinate all that because they didn't have the bandwidth to do it themselves. So, you know, that's a really, really interesting one to get into. And even me being a service member, when we used to go to events like yellow ribbon events, if you're familiar with those, they're like, you know, stuff for soldiers before they leave, when they come back and stuff like that from overseas. There would be, you know, different seminars we would go to and conferences, and then they would have to coordinate the childcare, you know, all these types of things, coordinate the events, the events within the event, like the activities. So, you know, those type of things might be something that's right up your alley. So if you're an event planner at heart, you can find contracts for event planning. So don't want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to share the other 5 easiest contracts to get into where you may not need that much money, or you may not even have to have a lot of experiences in something that you do anyway in your everyday life. Pretty much all these things, I guess with the exception of construction clean and stuff that you probably have done at some point. You bought toilet tissue and paper towel, hopefully. You've bought promo materials for maybe like your kids' sports or a family reunion or something like that. You bought t-shirts. You probably shredded something in your life ever, right? And then you probably planned an event at some point in your life, or at least help participate in planning an event. So just wanted to share those. I hope they're helpful. And don't forget to join our GovCon Moneymakers community. The link is in the description for those who have not joined. We have a bunch of people in there sharing their experiences and helping each other and making connections. And of course, my course, I teach you about federal contracting, local contracting, corporate contracting. I have a special section for my veterans and a special section for those who have never started a business, and it takes you step by step. And then those who have started a business, it's also good to go through those steps as well, because you may not have an attorney, you may not have an accountant, you may not have any of those things. You're like, Sheena, I need help with this, or you may need bonding. And with the course comes mentorship, which means you have access to me, to ask questions, to send, you know, hey, does this sound right? Is this a scam? Does this sound right to you? Is this a good thing? And then always make sure that you are asking questions, because what we don't want you to do is to go out there and bid on something, not knowing what you're doing, and then you're muddying up the market for everybody. I say this in every video because it's serious. And War Dogs, they muddied up the market and they changed the whole way we do government contracting because of them being careless. So I don't want y'all to be careless. I want y'all to do it right. So if you work with me, I'm gonna make sure you do it right, because I don't like orange. I don't have orange nowhere. So I don't want you to wear orange either. We're gonna make sure that we do this the right way, because it's too easy. There's too much money out here, and I wanna make sure that you guys get a piece of the pie. So until next time, it's your favorite veteran.